Superhero has been spotted on the streets of downtown Sacramento this morning.
Oh boy, we are getting word that low-budget Batman is going to be giving a press conference any minute. So you can see this is kind of the pre-stuff, right?
Usually an information officer steps up, and that looks like that is Batman's information officer kind of introducing what Batman will be saying.
This is near the IMAX in downtown. Look at a lot of
here's Batman.
Excuse me,
Batman. There he is.
Batman.
Please,
Batman. Sir, low budget. Excuse me. Low budget Batman.
I'm low budget Batman. I want to thank you all for coming here today. Yes, you. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Tim Drake from the Cowtown Weekly. Now, I have a few questions. Do you have a sidekick, like maybe a nearly poor Robin or a student loan debt Batgirl?
I have lots of sidekicks. Look around you. Each and every one of these people are my helpers. No, I don't. The guy with the suit, the guy walking with Hermione's suit with the skinny jeans, that's my friend.
Brooke from the WB Fresno. Do you think Sacramento has room for an NBA team?
No questions about the Kings. No questions about the Kings.
Excuse me.
Hi, I'm Michelle Love from the Sundance Times. I was wondering, will you be performing your own stunts? Will you be jumping off of buildings anytime soon?
If this bit doesn't start hurrying up, yes, indeed.
Hi, Rachel from the U.S. Weekly, Granite Bay. I was wondering, are those muscles real? And how much training did you go through to get them?
Now, wait, which one? Are you Granite Bay or U.S.?
I'm from both.
Okay.
Batman is the U.S. Weekly of
Sorry,
Granite Bay.
could you repeat the question?
I want to know if those muscles are real, sir. They look very real.
You know, there's only one way to find out.
Can I hit you then?
And that's in human resources.
Low budget.
Yes.
Low budget. Bane, the nemesis for Batman. He looks terrifying. How is low budget's Joker gonna compare?
I'll tell you how to compare. If you'll take a look at this, albeit 4 years ago, low-budget Joker stole our own Poppy from the California State Fair. Take a look.
What are you doing?
What's going on?
Oh
Oh no!
no! What is this? Wait! It's the Joker!
Oh, you ever dance with a poppy in a pale moonlight?
Wow,
I
creepy.
haven't danced with the Poppy in a pale moonlight.
Well, where's it going with Poppy?
Oh, what are you doing? Julissa, Marianne, we seem to be on a breaking story.
Oh no!
Poppy, come on, let's go with this.
Hurry! Hurry!
Poppy!
Hop on the back of the end. Oh, you can't catch him, Mark.
No budget Batman. No budget Batman. I'm sure you're gonna try to get Katie Holmes.
It was traumatic for all of us. To this day, if you see Poppy, Poppy won't talk to you. To this day, so traumatized, he doesn't speak. So we can only assume Bane is going to be worse. Any other questions? No further questions. No further questions.
Don't stop for the guy in the Armani suit.
I think he hurt himself on the tree branch.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
He pulled something. Wow, that was an intense press conference. Did you get all that? Did you write everything down? Good Day's hosting, by the way, a free screening for The Dark Knight Rises. This Friday, there will be 2 showings at the Esquire IMAX Theater. Oh, coincidentally, where we were, in Sacramento, 6:20 in the morning, 6:20 a.m. and 11:15 a.m.
Now that's the way to start off the day.
Worst episode ever.
There are only 100 tickets available for each show. First come, first serve.
Oh, goodness. All right, 9:18. What's a fishmonger, you ask? A fishmonger face-off. It's coming up with the... Let's scroll back. Sorry.
Let's go back.
Coming up, Tina is with a man known as the Codfather with some incredible skills.
And get some free legal advice from our good friend. There he is, fresh off the elevator. Craig Ashton coming up, answering your legal questions that you post on Facebook. Hello. Hello. Welcome back. There's a young woman begging for boobs. Do you think it's a hashtag 9 a.m. topic? We're asking you, do you think this is a smart idea or stupid stunt?
Get lots of comments on Facebook and Twitter this morning. Becca says, in this day and age, we should be concentrating on other things than our vanity. Genesis says she must not be a very good bartender or she would be making the money in tips. And Jennifer says, I don't know if stupid is the adjective. I'd use it more of shallow, shameful, pathetic, and sad. Once again, ladies, self-esteem does not come from exterior features. Self-esteem comes from inside you.
We are getting some text messages saying, you know what, she looks beautiful just the way she is. I mean, she's got a great body. She has enough confidence to stand out there in a bikini.
Clearly.
I wouldn't stand outside a bikini like that with people driving by. So she already seems to have enough confidence. And yeah.
So interesting. Well, we appreciate all the comments this morning. We'll read more of those coming up this hour.
Hey, why pay for it when you can get it for free right here?
Yeah, lawyer Craig Ashton from Ashton & Price joined us this morning to answer your legal questions. Hi there.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Love the bow tie.
Well, thank you very much. We have low budget Batman and now free legal man.
Yeah.
Free legal man.
So we're actually going down in cost.
I think we have a purple cape too that we could add to your bow tie. I think we have
And I got to
one.
tell you, Alvaro, who's from Spain, is staying with me. He's from Asturias. And so he's seeing popular U.S. culture as begging for money for boobs. So he's not sure what to make of this yet.
Not sure what to...
They don't do this in Spain? I mean, they have major financial problems.
They do. They're running from the bulls,
Spain,
perhaps.
right.
But
not one
begging
country
for
to
the
talk
boobs.
if we're talking about begging for money.
All right, we got some questions from our viewers this morning asking for some legal advice. We've got this one from Lewis. He asked, my girlfriend choked on a piece of jagged hardened sugar that was hiding in her Frosted Flakes. Shouldn't she be financially compensated by Kellogg's? She didn't have to be hospitalized.
Okay, so this is a products liability case, and the standard is that the product is more dangerous than a reasonable consumer would expect. So there's some pretty famous cases when you eat clam chowder and you bite into a piece of clamshell, and guess what? Part of clam chowder is having clamshells in it, so you really don't have a legal case. If you have a boneless chicken breast and there's a bone in it, you probably have a case because it's advertised as boneless, so it's more dangerous than a reasonable consumer would expect. So the point is, it's all about evidence. You really got to keep the sugar. So you probably already ate it, so it's going to be hard to prove exactly what it looked like. And because it's a very sugary cereal, the tiger's amped up for a reason. At the end of the day, probably a difficult case, but you might want to pursue it in small claims and make the argument that it was more dangerous than a reasonable consumer would expect, and then amplify the size of the sugar.
Good to know. So small claims for that, and then try and hold on to the evidence if you can.
Every time, because bottom line, if it's your word against theirs, they won't buy it.
Okay. Rebecca asks, I have lived with my boyfriend for 6 years in a home he owns. Things went wrong. Now he wants me out ASAP. Can he legally kick me out with no notice? Answer?
Here's the bad news. Probably yes. I don't know if you remember Lee Marvin a while ago. It was a very, very famous case in California. It's Marvin v. Marvin. It was about whether or not you owed money to a girlfriend. And the point is, California is not a common law state. It's community property, so you have to be married to have some sort of right to any of the property. So it'll all be governed by contract. So you could argue that you have an oral contract that he promised to follow through under certain details of your agreement, and then you would probably have to sue him under an oral contract. You have 2 years for that. If you have anything in writing, so much the better. You're probably not on the title. You're probably not on any of the vehicles. Hopefully you don't have any credit card debt with him, so at least you can leave.
What if she was paying the utilities with her checks?
Well, and then at that point you can make an argument that those are writings that would suggest you have an oral agreement whereby you have some sort of right to the property. Those are hard cases. The reason Judge Judy has a multi-million-dollar contract is they're all oral contracts, and you need somebody to help you figure that out.
All right, we got a question from Sue. She asked, my neighbor's oak tree drops little pea-sized ball-looking things into my swimming pool. Over the years, it's clogged and damaged my pool skimmers, pipes, and filter. We've asked him to cut the overhang of the tree, but doesn't seem to help. Is there anything we can do about this?
Okay, so this is called natural growth, right? And so entropy is the second law of thermodynamics, which says the universe moves from order to disorder. That's why you wake up in the morning, your bed's not made. So acorns drop. And at the end of the day, there's no legal responsibility for that. However, your remedy is you can cut the branches back to your fence line so they don't drop onto your property anymore. But make sure you don't harm the tree. So what I would do is get an arborist out to make sure when you're trimming it back, you don't harm the tree, because if the tree dies, then you may be responsible for the value of the tree. If it's an oak tree, you may want to check your local ordinances because they may be be protected.
Could be tagged
Yeah.
or protected. Yeah.
But you do have remedies. What I would do is talk to your neighbor first and say,
Yeah.
look, here's a problem. Let's sort this out.
Right.
Conversely, if the branch of fruit goes over into your yard, you can pick that fruit off that branch, right?
It's your fruit. You can make preserves, jams, whatever you want to do.
The line is long.
I'm just saying, not that I know from experience. Thank you, Craig. We appreciate it.
Thank
Law
you.
Office of Ashton Price, 8243 Greenback Lane in Fair Oaks. The phone number there, 916-786-7787. Thank you so much.
Can I make a shout out to Thibault, who is the French exchange student. He's in San Francisco today. We have Alvaro on set, so.
Cool.
Welcome.
Nice.
Thank you. What happens when President Obama and the First Lady are caught on the kiss cam? Find out if they lock lips on the big screen. Straight ahead.
And Coolidge and Newly's working on your top stories in the CBS 13 newsroom. Hi there.
Good morning. 4 guys thought they were paying for a good time, but it was all a setup. Their painful punishment for hiring a prostitute.
Hey, don't forget to tune in tomorrow at 9 o'clock because the biggest kid here on Good Day Sacramento, of course, we're talking about Mr. Marcus Allen. He heads to Kids Comedy Camp, meeting the next generation of comics.
Also, she started selling her Mexican food out of a trailer and 10 years later has moved on to a restaurant. Tina's dishing on Maria's and Mexican tacos.
I have heard so many good things about her.
Me too.
Can't wait to meet her. Also, Amy, checking out Sacramento.